If we really being honest here, Broly would literally wipe out everything, bro. He literally was able to match up against a god Super Saiyan, bro. All right, so what y'all know about the Viltrumites? Because I actually don't really know much about them. I know about Viltrumites, whatever how you pronounce it. I don't understand, but I know that they're from this one. I think it's an Amazon show. I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know they're super strong. They be traveling around from planets, and yeah, the that one mustache, the guy with the luscious mustache that be flying around and pounding people's heads in. That should be so gory. I only seen clips of it on TikTok, and it's insane. But I think Saiyans, like if it was all Saiyans versus Viltrumites, I think Saiyans gonna handle that. Cause Saiyans are versus and oh my god, Saiyans are just overpowered to be honest. Like they just keep getting stronger and stronger. Viltrumites are just strong, but no matter what, Saiyans just get stronger and stronger over time.
Watched the critically acclaimed Dragon Ball Z. Whether you have watched the critically acclaimed Dragon Ball Z anime or the rip and tearing action of Invincible, it is easy to say that the Saiyans and Viltrumites are some of the most powerful alien races in fiction. But how do they compare and contrast? And what were to happen if their capabilities were combined? Since both series deal with planet-conquering warriors that produce incredibly powerful hybrids like Son Gohan, who at some point surpassed his father Son Goku, by curb-stomping Cell and Buu, and Invincible, who after enduring extremely tough battles, eventually impressed and reached Omni-Man's power, I thought it would be interesting to
He still got packed up though.
analyze the anatomy and biology of both species, their strengths, weaknesses, and try to uncover if such a potent combination would cripple the full potential of either race or create something far superior entirely.
Is that supposed to be Vegeta as a... Oh lord.
Being that may well surpass even the gods themselves. Of course, there will be some slight spoilers for Invincible and Dragon Ball, so without further ado, let's dive right into this. The Saiyans, referred to as monkeys by Frieza, obtained a terrifying reputation due to their ability to conquer planets and extinguish most
Ugh, why Frieza looks so small in that. Ugh. That's not... What even is that? What form is that? Because that's not the first form Frieza I remember from the... That's not the first form Frieza I remember from the Namek saga.
Sentient life in the galaxy, to the point that the number of mortals were quite rare in the cosmos.
It's just like
At first, the Saiyans were very numerous on their homeworld with 10 times the gravity of Earth, called Planet Vegeta, but only a few of them would rise up to become and eventually surpass the legendary Super Saiyan status time and time again. Due to their life energy, Saiyans possess superhuman strength, speed, and flight. And although they don't live much longer than humans, they age much slower and remain in their prime much longer for combat reasons. Thanks to the concept of ki, even the most fodder of the Saiyans were logically capable of destroying countries, continents, and even moons with their energy attacks. Of course, in terms of destructive capacity, the Saiyans like Goku, Vegeta, and Broly will surpass such thresholds time and time again until solar systems, galaxies, universes.
Yeah, Broly would literally wipe out the whole Viltrumites. I don't really know how strong they are, but Broly is just super OP, bro. He literally went from being barely able to fight against base Vegeta to literally powering up against and like being able to rival against Super Saiyan Blue or Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. It's I don't know why people call it that, Super Saiyan Blue. Cause saying all that Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, that's just doing too much. If we really being honest here, Broly would literally wipe out everything, bro. He literally was able to match up against a god Super Saiyan, bro. Ain't no way the Viltrumites pairing up against that. He just like literally gets stronger as everything goes on too. Like he just gets stronger and stronger. The legendary Super Saiyans are insane.
And even small.
They're honestly like the biggest ass pool of like power ups to be honest, but hey, who cares? They fine.
Multiverses were no longer a boundary. One of the Saiyans' most vital staples that saved their ass a lot of times is their Zenkai, which allows them to gain immense boost of power.
Bro, I remember Vegeta was spamming those Namek Saga. Those
or during battle or
after.
He
really was just like spamming them. He's like one of those people that just like find a meta and just like just tries to overpower and just spam it, bro.
Times is their Zenkai,
You know you cannot play against Vegeta in like Mortal Kombat or something like that, because he found one good move, he's spamming at him.
which allows him to gain immense boost of power during battle or after recovering from previous engagements. And as such, Saiyans theoretically have no limits or are at least able to break apart walls that seemed out of reach. Although there is no set multiplier for such an adaptation and some were disgustingly huge, like in the Tournament of Power, after Son Goku healed up, he obtained a power boost of well over 33 times in attempts to take down the galactic tyrant Frieza. The anime and manga are inconsistent with this particular feature of the Saiyans, but they have been shown as being able to fight in the outermost part of the Earth's atmosphere, and outright being able to survive in outer space for limited periods of time, like we saw with Kid Goku, no cap, when he took a rabbit to the moon. For the most part though, they cannot do much without a breathable environment, as proven by Goku hauling ass to find a spaceship before Namek exploded, or by Prince Vegeta succumbing to the cold vacuum of space after Frieza blew up the Earth. And Frieza does that a lot because he's a little bitch.
Exactly, bro. I swear that he really is. I ain't gonna lie, the Resurrection F Saga, bro, that was such a stupid ending, bro. Vegeta deserved that W, but nah, he just explodes Earth in like 2 seconds, and then they had to do this do-over, and then of course they gonna have Goku come in and save the day.
Transformations, of course, are another huge feature of the Saiyans. By looking at a full moon or a bright enough energy ball with similar radiation, Saiyans can become 10 times stronger thanks to the Uzaru/Great Ape state, as long as their tails are intact. Unfortunately, most Saiyans that underwent this transformation lost control and acted out of destructive impulse, literally going apeshit, attacking virtually everything in sight, whether or not they were a friend or a foe. Within the canon, only Vegeta, the prince of all Saiyans who possessed prodigious power that eclipsed even his father's, was able to stay in control under this state. Furthermore, Saiyans can greatly amplify their power, durability, and speed by training under several tens and even hundreds of times the gravity of Earth, which allowed Goku and Vegeta to quickly surpass—
No, now that I think of it, why did they never heal their tails back? Whenever whenever Vegeta or Goku was in those like healing pods, or whenever they ate sensu beans, they healed everything up except their tails. I just realized that.
As the level that Saiyans were thought to be incapable of, and that Frieza, the Emperor of the universe, feared extremely. By focusing their energy on their back and channeling intense emotions such as anger, or in the case of having an insane amount of SLs, being a Mary Sue, and a high enough base power like with the hybrids Goten and Trunks, a Saiyan can obtain the Golden Super Saiyan state, which multiplies their power by 50 times. Goku and the others eventually surpassed and mastered this form several times.
Also, when Goten and Trunks got Super Saiyan, that was so stupid, bro. That was such a stupid pull of power, bro. Cause how come Future Trunks, he couldn't even obtain Super Saiyan until he was like, how old was he? Like 15, and like he was even training like with Future Gohan, and he was trying super hard. But no, Goten and Trunks, Goten and Trunks, I want to go Super Saiyan. Boom, they're Super Saiyan. Like, that's so stupid.
Ascended Super Saiyan, or Super Saiyan grades 2 and 3, gave them superior raw power, but at the cost of increased muscle mass and decreased speed.
Also, what's the difference between grade 1 or 2 and 3? I don't understand.
In the latter's case. However, by training even further, once again, these guys literally keep getting stronger. Super Saiyan Grade 4, or Full Power Mastered Super Saiyan, allows a Saiyan to use power grander than the normal states and their buffed up variants, but with heavily decreased stamina loss. Thanks to Cell's perfect power that temporarily transcended Frieza's, even those states that surpassed the already legendary status were futile. And by training even further, or by experiencing even more anger, like getting walled by Mei for example, a Saiyan can unlock Super Saiyan 2, a form with twice the power of a Super Saiyan, longer spikes, and lightning.
2 times.
But even after Goku had obtained this evolution, he was still not satisfied and
so that's basically 100
kept
times.
pushing his limits while he trained in the afterlife. And he was the only character in the canon to achieve Super Saiyan 3, apart from Gotenks, a long-haired form that helped him go toe-to-toe with
400 times base, bro?
Buu, a genocidal pink bubblegum that had wiped out
A genocidal pink
entire
bubblegum.
galaxies. Despite the form looking cool as f*** and having tremendous energy levels, it drains stamina and energy extremely quickly, even when you are dead. How does that make sense? I don't know. Dragon Ball.
Okay.
Eventually, Goku and Vegeta obtained divine energy that granted them access to a higher dimensional power in the form of the Red Super Saiyan God and the Majestic Super Saiyan.
Bro, Super Saiyan God was so like tucked under the blanket. Like I wish they really did something with same with Super Saiyan 3 too. Cause Super Saiyan 3 never even did anything for real. Like Super Saiyan 3 didn't even beat Boo. Like, it was a freaking spirit bomb. And of course when he got his energy back, he only went to Super Saiyan 1. Like they really could them when they got Super Saiyan 3 to come back, battle against the gods or whatever, I think that's what it's called. He couldn't even touch Beerus, bro. He got like two tapped, I think. Like dude really had gave him a graze on the shoulder. And then that just knocked him out. Like that's crazy. Super Saiyan God, they could have really did something with that. Like they could have had Super Saiyan God go against Frieza, and then they had to like, I don't know, something that would have increased the plot. You know what I'm saying? If that actually happened, like where they had to they struggled against Frieza in Super Saiyan God form, and they had to like find some way to push themselves deeper into like a new form, kind of like how they did with Super Saiyan 2 and Ultra Instinct. That would have been pretty fire. You know what I'm saying?
Saiyan Blue, a Super Saiyan God with the power of a Super Saiyan, that was originally called Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. You would think that is where their evolution stopped, but no, because Saiyans can surpass their limits and can theoretically
Anyways, we back. Hold on, let me set a timer real quick.
keep getting stronger the more they battle. Saitama, eat your heart out. Which is further where their evolution stopped, but no, because Saiyans can surpass their limits and can theoretically keep getting stronger the more they battle. Saitama, eat your heart out. Which is further proven by both Saiyans stacking greater power in the form of Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken and Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. Although these aren't specific to Saiyans and theoretically
I bet you they ain't even gonna use Super Saiyan Blue Evolution like ever again after the Tournament of Power. Like you would think when there's a new form, that's like the gold form that every Saiyan, or not every Saiyan, but like since Vegeta got Super Saiyan Evolution or Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, you would think Goku's gonna try to get that, and then he would get that, and then he will also try to continue with Super Saiyan, or not Super Saiyan. He'll also try to continue that with Ultra Instinct, but nah. I bet you Super Saiyan Blue Evolution is like gonna be like just one of those forms that's just forgotten. Like everybody just gonna forget it.
any race with sufficient training and experience can achieve these pseudo-transformations and techniques, Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego were also achieved by the godly Saiyans, with Ultra Instinct allowing a being to move and evade most attacks without thinking, and Ultra Ego granting greater power the more damage a person takes, which in a way would greatly benefit a Viltrumite.
This is like overpowered. Like you get stronger the more damage you take. Like that's so dumb. But if you're stronger the more damage you take. How does Frieza Black one shot both Ultra Ego Goku and Ultra Instinct or Ultra how does he one shot Ultra Instinct Goku and Ultra Ego Vegeta? They said Ultra Instinct it allows you to dodge any attacks no matter how severe. And Vegeta can take as much damage as he wants. He gets stronger. So how they just get whooped? I don't understand.
It was because of this tenacity to become the ultimate fighter that helped Goku surpass and defeat prodigious fighters, legendary masters, and even the gods themselves. This may be more of a Goku and Vegeta thing, I mean they are the main characters, but these two prodigies managed.
Nope. Goku's the main character, not Vegeta. Vegeta's just a side character that gets whooped so Goku can just step in and be the hero of all the sagas. That's what Vegeta's main role is. Vegeta's main role is basically to get him stronger and for him to get whooped so that he can be the main hero. You know what I'm saying? We all Dragon Ball fans know that. We all know that.
To
Come on
fight
now.
and continuously evolve despite losing a lot of their energy in previous engagements. So even if a Saiyan is running low on fumes, they certainly cannot be unaccounted for. The thing is, the Saiyans, in comparison to Majin Buu, Frieza, or some gods, have inferior stamina, and although they are durable and resilient enough to keep fighting with broken bones and bloody wounds,
Dang,
their bodies cannot endure.
That's actually wrong, bro. How Vegeta of all places, like he could have just squashed them whole. Like he could have stepped on his whole body. Nah, he just stepped on his toes.
Those levels of trauma for extended periods of
crazy.
time, and they are still susceptible to viruses and lack of oxygen. So how do we remedy these shortcomings? Well, that is where the Viltrumite DNA comes in. Unlike the Saiyans, the Viltrumites were not only conquerors, but they were incredibly intelligent as they developed faster than light travel, they didn't jack it from someone else, medicinal properties hundreds if not thousands of years beyond what humanity has, and they mastered multiple functions of the smart atoms and applied them to their own bodies, allowing them to live and appear young for thousands of years, becoming
A smart atom. What?
stronger the older they get. Their stamina is ridiculous because we have seen Omni-Man and Invincible travel across galaxies within a few days and fight entire armies for hours on end without getting tired. Thanks to their highly efficient anatomy, they can extract more oxygen or other vital elements and use it for much longer than one would think, because just one breath can last them for at least 2 weeks. Although a strong enough
Bro,
Saiyan may
what?
have a larger energy or stamina pool, a quote-unquote weaker Viltrumite would theoretically have a more efficient and longer-lasting stamina pool. If necessary, they can add or subtract energy from their surroundings into their own bodies to further increment their already nearly impenetrable hide and the stability of their molecular fortress. If you have seen or read Bleach and are acquainted with the Shinigami's rivals, the Quincy's, I guess you could remotely think of this, adaptation to how they can absorb spiritual energy from their environment to craft weapons like swords or bows. Like the Saiyans, by training and surviving intense battles, and there are a lot, a Viltrumite can become stronger and faster, giving them a pseudo-Zenkai in a way, which is how Mark rapidly evolved to the point that even the more experienced Viltrumites had trouble with him, despite having mastered multiple combat styles. It seems that after a Viltrumite gets it on with a human, their offspring inherently have more potential because just within 20 or so years,
Just
Mark
like
was able to
Saiyans.
match and eventually surpass the power of most pure Viltrumites that had been in combat and trained for several millennia, like Omni-Man and Thrag. One stark difference, however, is that as a Viltrumite hybrid ages, their Viltrumite DNA eventually starts overriding the other DNA until the being becomes almost a pure Viltrumite. And this is one aspect that we will come back to. Nolan did imply to his son early on that he had reached the pinnacle of his power, but he likely became stronger, at least a little bit, thanks to his body pushing itself in the Viltrumite War, and due to him being able to somewhat impress Thrag in their final encounter, who had previously mocked him and his royal status. However, Mark notably obtained larger boosts because he was still developing and hadn't reached his full potential. But it is fair to say that even if an adult Viltrumite were to seemingly reach their peak, through extreme circumstances, they can obtain small boosts along the way. As I explained in my Invincible video, which you should check out by the way, smart atoms are molecules that resemble normal atoms, but can adapt and maintain their structure under heavy physical trauma and hazardous conditions
Again, bro. Broly slaps the whole verse, bro. I'm telling you.
like near absolute zero temperatures and the scorching heat of stars for a considerable amount of time. As with pretty much everything, there is a limit to this threshold, but Viltrumites for the most part are more durable than a standard Saiyan's body without ki, because as we have seen, when a Saiyan is not actively using their power, rocks and even bullets can hurt them. Additionally, Viltrumites can travel and react at massively faster than light speeds by adding additional mass to the point at which they are going while decreasing the mass behind them, and they do this automatically. So baseline, like without ki training, an average Viltrumite is more durable and much faster than the average Saiyan. Of course, if you have seen or read Invincible, you know that the Viltrumites and their opponents constantly get ripped or pierced apart like it's a pinata,
they
like it's
dirty.
Mortal Kombat,
They
right?
fight- they
I mean,
fight
we have
dirty.
seen Mark fight and choke out Conquest with his guts spilling out, Omni-Man surviving for some time with a hole in his chest, and Thrag fighting Battle Beast for days with multiple heavy wounds and his intestines literally flopping out. Yeah, the Saiyans have a considerable degree of resistance to fight, despite having critical injuries like we
Bro,
saw
I don't even know if I'm allowed to show that.
with
Oh,
Goku's
Lord.
battle with King Piccolo. But Viltrumites are somewhat superior in the amount of abuse they can take without dying or passing out. Look, Goku is an absolute monster and can take hits like a champ, right? But would you expect him to fight as well if his entire body was burned to a crisp, like Mark had to endure? Or fight with his intestines flopping out for days?
Bro,
Probably
I don't
not.
wanna see that,
But
bro.
when it comes to explosive power, technique, and combat, the Saiyans certainly have the edge. Assuming that the Viltrumite genetics don't wholly overwrite, or they at least take a long time to overwrite the hybrid Saiyan's DNA, what are some things that we could expect from such a fusion? Since a Viltrumite can do more work with less energy, a hybrid would be able to use strenuous transformations and techniques like the standard Super Saiyan, the Kaioken boost which multiplies one's power by focusing one's heart, and the heavenly Super Saiyan 3 for longer periods of time. And if they were to run out of energy, they could possibly absorb energy from their environment to maintain the form far longer. And I mean, if Goku was able to stack the heart-crushing Kaioken with the godly glow of the Super Saiyan Blue, dare I say that a hybrid would be able to use like a Super Saiyan Blue 3, Kaioken times 20, or whatever,
Super
assuming
Saiyan
the
Blue
hybrid
times-
underwent through the
Super Saiyan Blue 3 times 10 Kaioken. Okay. That is a whole book right there.
same training. On the other hand, spaceships would find their use to be lackluster, as a hybrid would be able to casually travel throughout the cosmos with a single gasp of air, and fight in the vacuum of space if their battlefield was to be blown up by a petty bitch like Frieza. Don't get me wrong, it is pretty clear that if Goku or Vegeta really wanted to,
Oh shit. Me hot dogs are ready. Alright.
they could punch a planet apart or survive being in the heat of a star for a considerable amount of time, but that would usually require them to use their ki. Viltrumites, on the other hand, don't need to directly focus their energy all the time to crack a planet or survive being under hazardous conditions, since their body can do it pretty much automatically. Basically, the hybrid would naturally be able to punch much harder, lift millions of tons, and be more resilient than a Saiyan without ki, if that makes sense. Overall, the Viltrumite aspects would remedy the Saiyans' inability to fight in space, amplify the efficiency of their already immense potential and pools of energy, and allow them to get stronger and train for much longer. While the Saiyans' ki and biological aspects would remedy a Viltrumite's weakness to long heat exposure, their inability
I ain't gonna lie. I low-key underestimated the Viltrumites. I thought they were just super. It was just like a whole race of Superman.
to fly properly if their eardrums became damaged, but also increase the threshold of their smart atom's limitations and make them far more durable than ever before. Combine that with their dual adaptation factors, immunity to most ailments, and it is safe to say that a hybrid would theoretically become far more powerful and experienced than the average Saiyan or Viltrumite, and perhaps surpass the pinnacle of both races. But yeah, there you guys go. I know this was a strange topic, but I thought it would be interesting because both series deal with hybrids, and because their biology would likely fix their shortcomings and enhance their strengths. But yeah, please let me know what you think, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more Dragon Ball Z, Invincible, Bleach, and Godzilla content. Thanks for watching, and peace out.
That's W's.